Consciousness does not arise from thoughts or from the senses. It arises from the isness of yourself, which is the isness of awareness. If you look with thought, you only see the surface, because thought doesn't have light. But consciousness has light, so it penetrates and lets you see things as they are. To enter into the meaning and purpose of our existence, we need to enter into the meaning of this moment. Moment after moment, new universe, new you, new everything. The actual taste of this newness is exactly who we are. We need to come to the taste of I am, and then participate in all that life brings. Without the taste of I am, we are subject to what we think we are. Because what we think we are is never accurate. We suffer. Only when body, mind, and feelings function in unity and harmony can we really participate in life. Bringing body and mind together begins the process. Otherwise, we are fragmented, and in fragmentation, all our perceptions are misperceptions of reality. To know reality, we need to be real. Our relationship to our physical body is very important, but most of us take it for granted. If you don't know how to relate to your body, you waste a good deal of your energy. The body is an enigma, as great an enigma as the universe. To know one's body is not a simple thing. The body can't be understood by the mind or the feelings, nor can the body understand itself. To understand the body, a higher level of consciousness is needed. Most of us think we are this physical body. If someone says something insulting about your body, you get offended. That's the kind of first relationship we have in the mechanical state. The second relationship is your relationship to the external world, to everything external to you. Everything you pick up with your sense organs, as well as with your mind's interpretation of it, is part of it. Everything you touch, taste, smell, hear, and see is external, including your own body. But your perception of your body is meaningless unless you see that the body is connected to every dimension of existence, all the way to the Absolute. The Absolute is the awareness of all that exists, and also that which is the cause of all that exists, and that which gives meaning to all that exists. Your body does not and cannot exist as a separate thing. It exists only in connection to the totality of existence. Reality is possible only in unity. The third relationship is vitally important to your life. It's the relationship to yourself. And unfortunately, we know nothing about it. The fourth relationship is your relationship to the ultimate, to the source that everything comes from. Each of the four relationships is very important. If you ignore one of them, your life is incomplete. If you ignore your relationship to the body, your body eventually demands so much of your energy that you have none left for other things. If your relationship to the outer world is chaotic, you're always looking for help from others. You can't cope with the world. At first glance, it looks like we can manage our life on this earth pretty well if we have a good relationship to our body and to the outside world, even without having a third and fourth relationship. But on closer examination, it's not so. The more you look, the more you see an absence of meaning. Everything is chaotic. You don't actually know why people behave the way they do, nor why you behave the way you do. Seeing all that, you begin to sense that your life is not really as you wish it to be. That's what makes you ready for the third relationship. You may begin to look for meaning, for answers to some of your real questions. That creates an inner need for the third relationship. To have a third relationship, you need a special desire, the desire to make sense out of your life. Breema's purpose is to make us ready for the third relationship. You have to pay for that relationship by seeing yourself. The first step is to bring the attention of your mind to your breath, to your inhalation and exhalation. As you stay with it, you become more and more available. When you are present with yourself, you have a third relationship. And that gives real support to the second and first relationships. When you are present, you're supporting everything around you, which includes other people and your own body, to be receptive to the present. In the atmosphere of presence, everyone and everything benefits. The 4 relationships don't proceed in a particular order, yet each relationship affects the others. If you don't have a good relationship to your own body, you can't really have a good relationship to the external world. If your first and second relationships aren't good, it's very difficult to have a third relationship. If you don't have a third relationship, the first 2 relationships don't have real meaning. Without the 4th relationship, everything is meaningless. In truth, we all have a 4th relationship, but we don't know it. We don't experience it unless we have a 3rd relationship. Wherever you are, that's your starting point. Seeing where you are is much more important than where you wish to be, because you are not there. Seeing yourself as you are, seeing things as they are, is the most important thing in the world. In our ordinary mechanical state, we don't really see. We don't really hear. In order to see, you need the knowledge that can guide you to know what seeing means. If you see something about yourself, you may gain some self-knowledge. If you hear something meaningful and you relate it to yourself, to your own life, you may gain self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is necessary for self-understanding, and self-understanding is needed for self-transformation. Self-transformation means transformation from what we think we are to what we actually are. So seeing is the gateway to being, and the gateway to understanding. When you take a step and enter the 3rd relationship, you discover that the 4th relationship has always been there, intact. You have never been separated from the Absolute. But knowing that comes through the 3rd relationship. You know it when you know yourself. When you know yourself, the question, does God exist or not, is solved. You can experience the existence of the Source as a dimension of consciousness within yourself. In that dimension, there is no question of what is real. All is one whole, unified existence. Existence is beginningless and endless. We are not capable of manufacturing a tool that can measure infinity, and so we cannot understand the universe mentally. When mind, body, and feelings are unified, we can gain a grain of understanding. Who are you? Whatever you say is not true, except for one thing. I am my understanding. We live on this planet with all its problems, but the blessing of existence is manifesting every single moment. Look at one flower in the morning. Look at how wholeheartedly it opens. We can learn from everything that grows on this earth, from everything that moves, and everything that doesn't. If you study a grain of sand, you will see it is not separate from the rest of existence. You are not what you think you are. How much freedom is in a glimpse of that? If you're not your thoughts, your feelings, or your sensations, then who are you? You first have to see you are not any of these 3. That's how you begin a real search into yourself. We want to know about everything else, to become educated, but we don't understand a word of what we put inside our head. The fortunate thing is that a lower dimension of consciousness can't influence a higher dimension of consciousness. Each moment of being conscious of your own existence takes place in a higher dimension of consciousness. Understanding this, you may see that you are not what you have been up to this moment. Right now, you could be conscious of your own existence. You have this possibility in every moment.